Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could... Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Powell. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Slot man moves right. Powell throwing on third down here. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. He's going to have the first down and then some. Down the right sideline. A big play there on the catch and run. 63 yards. That was so well timed. Just a perfect throw on the slant.
Hit him on the move, didn't he? Now he's going against the grain of the defenders coming over to try and stop him. That allowed for that additional yardage downfield.
In motion right is Brown. On first and 10, it's Robinson. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That's a gain of 6 on the first down run.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6. Now second and 4. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr., his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Quez Watkins, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that. And that's caught inside the 35. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. First down, Howell to throw. He lets it fly for Lockett. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Tyler Lockett halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Commanders are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Hurts sets up to throw it. Flush to his right.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St. Just. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. On 1st down, Howell out to his left. Howell sliding down, and he picks up the first on that play.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
They'll throw on 1st down. Here's Howell.
This will be caught by Brown. Touchdown!
De'Ami Brown.
His first touchdown of the new season.
And Washington has taken the lead. Slide for the PAT.
It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that 1st down gain of 8. Now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down.
Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. A good return there, 17 yards.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
Powell to the air on 1st and 10. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground. Lockett, the man in motion. After the sack on 1st down, Powell into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by... Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back, drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
How about that? And a crazy situation we just saw there. And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Benjamin St. Juste. And the Commanders are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Finding space at the 40. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game, but after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
From the gun on 3rd down, Howell. And that is incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Sly able to put this one through. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he will be taken down, but a big play there as it comes just as we reach the 2-minute warning. That one good for 37 yards. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Here's Hurts to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Quez Watkins on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles are back within a score. Elliott good on the extra point. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the...
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take over here up near the 40.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Good strong throw and catch right there, and so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, Hurts. Got him in. It's Brown. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks run with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a gain, hard to argue against calling it.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to take possession here. It's a touchback
And they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight, and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Howell, another throw on 2nd down. That one is slant to McLaurin.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
One last shot before the break. Howell. And yet again, it's McLaurin.
And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency. Because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said, this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this 3rd quarter. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Throwing on 2nd down. Hurts. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. Touchdown, Eagles. Dallas Goddard, 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Eagles have cut it back within a score.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead is down to 2. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that...
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is up to 5. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
Slings this deep from McLaurin. Then his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And the Eagles are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Well, let's face it, Brandon. They're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen. And if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder. Because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Hurts. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Play action. Here's Hurts. He finds his man, complete. It's Brown. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Running right, here's Sanders. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Hurts. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Commanders are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. Fortunate to get that football back. As trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Off play action. It's Howell. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
I certainly felt for Sam Howell watching him fall from a possible first-round pick at one point all the way to day 3 of the draft, but it's just extra fuel for a guy now who drew comparisons to some of the league's most fiery competitors at quarterback. When he gets into a tough spot, Howell knows how to create and makes him impressive.
And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Commanders have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. They're going to try and run. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. Fielded just outside the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the last time out, they had the good drive going. You get in the red zone, they throw the interception. Not their first pick of the game either, so we'll see if they're more careful, more cautious here on this drive.
Yeah, nothing worse than repeat mistakes, right? You end up coughing the ball up, you end up throwing a pick, everything goes awry. And now, points don't go up on the board. I just heard a fan scream out, I thought the idea was to score points. Yeah, they're getting a little restless too.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go play action with Hurts. Rolling to his left. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. Well, that puts a little bit of a wrinkle in their comeback bid.
Yeah, everything had turned around for them, hadn't it? I mean, things were now going their way. But you did mention it's a wrinkle in their comeback bid. It's not the death knell for them by any stretch, but now they've got some extra work to do in order to climb all the way back.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Terry McLaurin, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders will add to their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. There's still plenty of time here in the 4th quarter. Just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. Hurts. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a 1-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. Robinson up the middle, trying to run inside, but nothing there. Davion Taylor there to bring him down. run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Powell, he'll look to throw it.
He's going to look deep down the field. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Commanders look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, Charles, you remember their last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it, but you understand why they did in this close game late. Now, though, the road back is even tougher.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it was fair to look back and say the fourth down was the moment where this one was decided. But as you mentioned, understandable about why they went for it. But, hey, a lot of credit to the guys on the defensive side of the ball. They knew they'd have to defend in that situation, and they got it done.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it first and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. They'll look to throw here. Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
There he goes, right side.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points.
Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington.
From 21 yards away.
And the Commanders tack on another score as they have dominated this fourth quarter. The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They'll look to throw again.
Going across the middle, and Goddard's got it.
That's a good-looking play to me. The big tight end on a crossing route coming underneath. Sometimes he can gain some serious momentum going forward, can he?
Yeah, he can indeed, and pretty well executed there. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. So first and 10 now from the 30.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
It's complete to Brown, right side.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught once again by Brown. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts eluding the pressure right. And now here is another interception.
And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only